Alright, so I've been saying this for every single one of my reviews for the Boruto series, that when the Chunin exam, arc became, it was going to be really predictable, especially the people that watched the movie, because it's going to go down that route, but they're going to change some stuff here or there because it is the anime and not a movie. But today's episode, I thought it'd be really predictable, just because, like I said, I've seen the movie, I knew what was going to happen. But oh my god, they have completely changed the story of Boruto right here, and I love that because now it's unpredictable. It's going down a road that I actually am going to really enjoy, and it's just completely, turns the tables, and I love it, and I'm so glad they did it. Alright everyone, my name is Ranger Flame, and welcome everyone to Boruto Naruto Next Generation's episode 59. Today's episode, we get the final rounds of the first round of the Chunin exam, and of course we get Boruto versus Shigadai. I want to talk about Cho-Cho's character right here, because this was half of the episode, which I was actually surprised that they put a lot of stuff into it. But when watching the episode, I saw that I focused on Cho-Cho's development, because every time in anime you always gotta have those kind of moments of a character and having their development and where they're at right now. So Cho-Cho's character that we know, that she really isn't that strong. If you look at to every single Genin that kind of passed and became, ninja, Cho-Cho was kind of at the last part right there. She was kind of a ninja in my, kind of looks that won't stand out to say Mitsuki Sarada, Boruto, Shigadai, and the rest. I thought she would maybe be, at least higher than Denki. Everyone could be Denki. But she, I guess, kind of proved me wrong right here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like her as a ninja really stepped up. Especially, I feel like she's ahead of Inogen now, just because of his terrible, performance against Araya, but we don't really know his power. We'll know, for next episode when he versus Sada. But I like Cho-Cho's kind of development right here because she's kind of going out of her comfort zone. We see that she can bolder move, and if you guys know about this, I'm going back to Gen 1 Naruto or just Naruto Shippuden of Choji. We get to see Choji's character a lot in this episode. I wasn't a big fan of him. I didn't really care much about his character in the Naruto series or just the universe until they went after Sasuke. That arc, that's where I actually liked Choji, but the rest of his character was a little bit so it was cool, I guess, seeing a little bit of an Easter egg right there. Cho-Cho was kind of hiding, I guess, her true power, because doing the human boulder, it makes her look fat and she feels uncomfortable about it, so that's kind of why she doesn't like to do that move whatsoever, but she wants to prove to Shinki and the rest of the people of what she is made of, and I like that, I guess a little bit of character development. Cho-Cho is a meh or a minor character to me, but it's like that saying of don't judge a book by its cover, and that's what we get for Cho-Cho's character. And now I want to move on to Shinki's character. Shinki's development in this episode as well, we see a little bit of a backstory to him. We see what, kind of Gaara, how he found him, and kind of what the person he is right now. So it's an immediately, Gen 1 Naruto again. Gaara's past. It's like a little Gaara, the backstory he is, it's literally Gaara that we knew, or when we first saw him in the Naruto universe, is him being all alone, not having a family. Shinki's character to me right here looks like he actually is a Jinchuriki. That's kind of reminds me of watching this episode of him being all alone, him not controlling his powers. And the difference between in the Boruto universe compared to the Naruto universe is that Gaara actually cared. Shinki actually found someone that cares deeply about him and even adopted him. He actually has a father here now and is not all alone. What we know from Gen 1 Naruto is that Gaara never had anything like that until Naruto, came into his life and changed, his whole development. So that's kind of, I guess, a little Easter egg if you look at it right now, a really big change that, Shinki could have been, another Gaara, the Gaara that always, seeked for blood and just always wanted to, destroy everybody. But now Shinki, he has that little bit of a mindset, he has that tone of Gen 1 Gaara, but he's definitely not, going on a rampage mode like he did. So that's a really interesting part that we got in today's episode. I like it because Shinki's character I want to learn more about. It's like Mitsuki, there's some hidden stuff. I feel like he is the second strongest or even the strongest in this episode. And we even get that with Konohamaru, which I'm kind of mad with Konohamaru's character, because afterwards when Shinki destroys Cho-Cho, she's using all of her power she possibly can, but Shinki doesn't really use anything. Like I said, he has Gaara's powers where the iron or the sand will protect him without even him moving a muscle. And Konohamaru said that no one has a chance of beating him. And I kind of got mad at that because, that's his master. You are the sensei of Boruto, Sada and Mitsuki, and just everyone in the Leaf, and you don't even have faith in them? Like, yeah, Shinki is a strong individual, but you at least got to give hope to, your Genin that maybe one of them could defeat him. So, that's kind of, I guess, how strong he is. But, Mitsuki as well. No one knows about Mitsuki's power, but except for us and Orochimaru. So will we see that in this, which is confirmed, by the way, that we will get a Shinki versus Mitsuki battle, which I am pretty excited for. I feel like if they do the battle correctly for this, I feel like it's going to be the best episode of Boruto that we get. Are we going to actually see Shinki's power? Is he going to, use that against him and show the Leaf and everyone, or I guess blow his cover against versing this individual? So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm good for that. Also, we'll get Sada versus Araya, which is, I want to learn more about his character as well. I guess he's just like, Araya for me is like a side character, so hopefully maybe we'll get development from him, because I feel like the Sangenin right here are going to be important for the Boruto series. So I would love it to, at least know every single character, not just one individual, which we know is Shinki. But either way, I'll get to the Boruto and Shikadai fight in this episode. The Boruto and Shikadai's fight is the second half of today's episode. It's the same as the movie a little bit, except some stuff changes throughout here, and it changes the story of Boruto as well. And I'm going to talk about the movie at this. I know it gets really annoying of me talking about the movie compared to this, but it really is if you did watch it. So the battle that we get, or I guess, the start of the battle that we do is, Boruto made a promise to Shikadai that they won't cheat. They'll have a fair game, whoever wins, hopefully you win the whole thing. Boruto wasn't going to use his ninja tool. We see him in the locker room not even using it whatsoever. He feels bad even using it in the first place, and he made this promise to Shikadai that he won't, but he uses it instead just because, he wants to make sure he wins everything. This is going back to Naruto, of Naruto actually coming into his room, not having a shadow clone, and saying all these positive messages to Boruto that, his father hasn't done that to him in such a long time just because he's always busy being the Hokage. But it's also a thing as well that he overheard Shikadai and his family, talk, and them, kind of giving him hope so that he could win. But Boruto feels sad about that because none of his family, like Himawari, Hinata, or even Naruto, didn't even come down to say, hey, good luck versing this guy. So that's kind of the motive of why he used it, and is still being, a cheater against this. And you do feel bad for, Shikadai, in this episode. But now I'll talk about the big road right here. And I feel like this is really important to people that watch the movie and is going throughout Boruto, is they have completely changed everything. And at the ending of the fight, if you guys don't know, and I'll even have pictures, simultaneously, going up while I'm talking here, of what the difference is, like, compared to the movie and the anime. So when we see Boruto, using his shadow clones while, Shikadai is using his shadow possession jutsu, he catches him, but it's at a very far distance. Like, Boruto is kind of far away from him. He wasn't really close up like he was with Shikadai in this episode, him trying to do, his wind ninjutsu against him. And, in the movie right here, we see, Boruto uses scientific ninja tool, and uses the scientific ninja tool to launch 5 mini scrolls that come out of that capsule and make a whole bunch of shadow clones going all around Shikadai that he's pretty a big distance ahead of them. And afterwards he smiles, and Naruto and Hinata look at this because it's kind of noticeable of little scrolls, falling down onto the ground. But in the anime that we get is Boruto is really close to Shikadai while Shikadai is holding a kunai to his neck, and he catches a little scroll and summons a whole bunch of shadow clones that are around him. So that's a big difference right there. But the major thing for this episode that we get is that Naruto sees, Boruto's cheating aspects in the movie. He asks, Hinata to use her Byakugan to look at Boruto, and she sees that scientific ninja tool, around his arm. But in the anime here, we see that Naruto or Hinata, or just Naruto in general, didn't even see that at all. Like, no one has seen it. Boruto moves on, and a difference with, I guess the anime compared to the movie, where Shikadai just gives up, seeing all the shadow clones, in the movie. But in the anime, Boruto has a whole bunch of shadow clones with kunais around Shikadai's neck, and he gives up like that, which is, I guess, a similar, sort of thing of when, Shikamaru versus Temari in the first Chunin exams, during, I guess, Gen 1 Naruto. So that's a big development right there, that changes Boruto in the anime that's going, and I completely loved it at all. Like, I completely loved it, and I don't want to talk about what happened in the movie just because of spoilers. I don't want to be that type of guy. I might discuss it maybe in a little bit of a video, or just, a different video in general. And, he talks to the scientist guy afterwards saying, another capsule, and then he'll move on. And the next episode we'll get continues the Chunin exam, which I'm really hyped for. I think this is just a brand new thing that they did, and I loved it. This is a change that Boruto needed, and I'm so happy about this. It makes me so excited for the anime, and when that part comes up, I will discuss it a lot in a review. But we'll get, like I said, Sada versus Araya in the next episode, and then Mitsuki versus Shinki, which I cannot wait for that battle. And I actually have, I guess, who's versing who and how the Chunin exams are going to work. So we know that Boruto moved on in this episode. And then, of course, we had the other two characters I had talked about. But it doesn't make sense, because if that all works out, we'll have three, people moving on to the finals. So is it going to be, a three-way? Like, is it going to be like a battle royale? Are they all going to be facing each other? Or how is that going to work? I'm not too sure. We could even get the original Squad 7 of Boruto. He's already passed. If Sarada beats Araya, she'll move on. Or if Mitsuki versus Shinki and Mitsuki wins, we'll literally have Team 7 versing each other, and I guess the best person wins. One of the members of Team 7 will win. Or, it could be Boruto versing the other two Sand members, and they could, I guess, team up against Boruto, and Boruto will really have a tough time, but he does have that scientific ninja tool, so he probably will so-called cheat. But either way, I'm glad we had that little bit of a twist in the Boruto anime. I'm super excited. Movie watchers, I think you guys will even be happy as well, or just, I guess, a Boruto or Naruto fan. Even though I'm saying I'm happy a lot in this review, I'm just glad they're taking a different route right here, and I cannot wait for more Boruto. This episode was great. At the first part with, Cho-Cho, it was more of her character development. It was alright, but I definitely like the ending to this. And I feel like this episode, does deserve an 8 out of 10. It would go up more if, that first segment of Boruto was just, I guess, a little bit more hype. Like, it was a little bit drowsy a little bit, but, it was a good episode. I definitely recommend it for you guys. Make sure to go check it out. But if you like my review here today, everyone, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what your favorite part of today's episode was, and even comment down below, what's going to happen, who's going to win who. Boruto moved up. Who do you think is going to win between Sada and Araya? Who's going to win between, Mitsuki or Shinki? I'd love to know all your guys' opinion down below, and make sure you guys to subscribe if you haven't. That'd be greatly appreciated. But either way, we'll see you guys next week for another Boruto Naruto Next Generation's review. Much love, and always have yourselves a wonderful day.